Hi, friends. Am I audible? Hi, Saransh, Hitesh. Please let me know if I'm audible. Fantastic, Agdas. Thank you. Thank you. So we are 62 members here. Should we wait for a minute more? Hi, Akanksha, Mohammad Rizwan. I hope I'm audible loud and clear. Everyone, thank you so much for taking out time on a Thursday evening and joining this live stream. So, welcome to Dr.HR Live. Could not thank enough to Mr. Vinod Tejwani, the Chief of Corporate Affairs and Campus Placements at Hamdard University. I appreciate Vinod sir for having me here today. And yeah, the topic is very apt. So, without any further ado, I just thought, okay, let me start the session. So, before we actually start this, a quick intro about me. My name is Anil. I've been an HR practitioner. I come with about 28 years of corporate experience, of which last 10 years has been the role of CHRO for companies like Reliance Retail, Magic Bricks, Just Dial, and Fidelity. These are the company where I have worked. And of course, these are my CHR or Chief Human Resource Officer roles. So for people who are relatively new, who are not from management stream, for you, the clarity is Chief Human Resource Officers are apparently the head of a specific function called people function. In some organizations, it's called talent and culture. In India, I don't think anybody in the call is present right now who doesn't know what CHRO stands for. So when you become a chief of any specific function, then be it CEO, CMO stands for Chief Marketing Officer, Chief Production Officer, Chief Sales Officer, Chief Technology Officer, or CTO, and for HR domain, it's called Chief People Officer or Chief Human Resources Officer. So my role was to head human resource function for these companies that I mentioned about. Of course, I've managed scale, complexity, and managed Indian promoter-driven company to Fortune 500 companies, so on and so forth. So I moved out of active corporate role, and now in my current avatar, I'm teaching I am Indore as a visiting faculty. I teach at Geetam University, which is in Visakhapatnam, and I help IMT Ghaziabad students in Dubai in their campus to corporate program, besides running my consulting company called EduOn. And of course, Dr.HR is the YouTube channel which I created 4 years back, but I've not been able to do much of work here, not been able to post any videos. But thanks to Vinod Tejwani, again, I'll make sure that I start posting videos. So everyone, thank you so much. uh, for all my friends from Jamia Hamdard University, Salam Alaikum. Thank you so much for attending this call. And for rest of the people, rest of my friends, thank you. Namaskar and welcome to this live stream. So we are 5 minutes done. What I'm going to do is certainly we are going to talk about the importance of employability. And in that context, I do understand today's target audience is not necessarily from management stream. Some of you are engineering, some of are pharmaceutical. I did receive some WhatsApp and of course LinkedIn invites. So feel free to send me LinkedIn invites as well. My full name is Anil Kumar Misra. Misra without an H. It's MISRA. So that's fine. Dr. HR, this is the channel. That is my YouTube channel, which is absolutely free. This is created keeping student community in mind. Idea is to help student community in terms of getting to understand which are the nuances, which are the workplace related trends, and how can we really help student community in successfully transitioning from campus to corporate. Now, anybody whosoever is a student, irrespective of streams, you could be in pharmacy program, in agri program, in any program. The program that you have enrolled is not important, but the program is designed in such a manner that anybody whosoever is wanting to successfully move from your campus to corporate, meaning, in other words, anybody whosoever wants to join corporate, for them, this is the program. And next 40 minutes or so, we are going to discuss certain tips and tricks around CV writing, the biodata or the profile or CV, curriculum vitae, whatever you call it. We will talk about the nuance, followed with maybe, we'll open up question and answer. Please try and ask me questions. I promise you, I'll help you out. Yeah, I know Hitesh is from MBA, Pharmaceutical Management Program. Dr. Aftab is welcoming me. Thank you so much, sir. And Pooja is saying hi. Hi, Pooja. Mohammed Soban is saying, okay, he's in a different tangent altogether. But that's fine. Absolutely fine. I do understand young students, so this is okay. No problem. But see, what we are going to do is, let me try and ask you a question. The question is, you and I simply cannot go ahead and prepare this CV when we do not know, when we go for corporate roles, our interview process, maybe final interview, or for students who are in first semester, first year, second year, they would be required to go for their internship or live projects, like Saransh. So what we would do is, Saransh, you are in pharma, so you need to go for maybe internship or live project. So this might be useful for you and some of your friends, be it for the final placement or be it for your internship. We all need to know what is that organizations they expect from candidates. Now, in my career, 28 years I have spent dealing with candidates, organizing numerous campus interviews, and I'm going to share my experience today how to prepare this CV. Now, the question is, I know I'm conscious that I'm dealing with all Hamdard University in Delhi. So the question is, for all of you, the common thing is you are competing against each other. And there is a standardized template. The template is very, very important. So, Mohammed Soban, please, we are just getting started, and I promise you I would answer your question. So, please bear with me. I promise you I'll answer your question. I read it. Okay. So, what I'm going to do right now is, certainly I'm going to tell you, when you appear for your interviews, be it internship or the final placement, I want you to know there are three parameters which is very, very important. Okay, you need to know why HR, or what exactly is HR looking out of candidates like you who are freshers, who are planning to get their internship offer, who are planning to probably get their final offer, job offer. Now, before we actually prepare our CV, we need to know what is that organizations are expecting from candidates in the form of CV. Now, I want you to know these are very, very important one. Please note down, or maybe in the comment section also, please do in the form of a chat, you can type it out so that everybody whosoever is present in this live stream gets to know this. Number one, what we need to do, what we are expecting from candidate is, what is the job fitment of a candidate like you and I, like Mohammad Jahir or Sharans or Aditya Maini or so many other my other friends of mine who are right now logging in through Dr.HR live. Now, number one expectation is job fit. If it is for a pharmaceutical industry, if it is for a IT company, if it is for a finance sector company, you need to know, you need to read out the job description. Hence, your campuses, people like Vinod sir, Vinod Tejwani sir, I know him. He has done phenomenal job across different universities, and he is. I'm glad that he is organizing such industry academia, sessions. It is in your best interest. But I want you to know, if you ask Vinod sir, he would let you know. The first thing that Vinod sir would ask is, "Sir, can you share? Can you float your job description?" The first question that has been asked from corporates, from HR is, "Sir, please, can you share your job description?" Now, friends, not to get worried, job description is a description, is a document which gives complete description about the role that the organization has, for which they want candidates like you to join or apply for that matter. Job description, it could be management trainee, it could be a pharmacist, it could be a digital marketing expert, anything. These are the titles, and job description would talk about what is the qualification required, how many years of experience required, but that is not relevant for student community like you because you are freshers. But first thing that you need to know is there is a document called job description. Read it out. Read it out. Very, very important. Very, very important. Read out carefully. That provides you clarity about what are the success criteria for that role. Let's say management trainee in human resource management or management trainee sales. You need to know what success looks like for a management trainee in sales, in pharmacies, okay, a chief pharmacist or anything for that matter. Read it out. So first bullet point is job fitment is very important. And sorry if I'm jumping the gun, why I'm raising this and why job description is important is normally the flaw or the mistake that we commit is we prepare our CV, and any position that comes in we send the same CV. No sir, no madam, that's a wrong approach. That is not going to get your CV shortlisted. Okay. Hence, what we need to do, read out the JD and accordingly tweak your standardized CV, the template. Okay. Very important. Number one, every organization would float a job description. So for people like you and I, number one activity we got to do is read and understand what does that role entails, what success looks like in that role. Very important. Number two, first one was job fitment, second one was culture fitment. Culture fitment is also from organization side. That's a requirement. Now, culture fitment is what? They will say that, okay, these are the values that they promote. We want somebody who is a hustler, meaning you have to roll up sleeves. You need to get into thick of things. Things will not be in black and white. Lot of ambiguity will be there. Typically in startup companies, you will find a job description which says, we need hustlers. We are a startup organization, so people need to. So first is job fitment. Fantastic, Sarans. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Second one is organization culture fitment. Now, you have an aspiration to join a company who works for 5 days, or you are looking for a job in a public sector, but here is a private sector who might ask you to work for 6 days. And startup culture, maybe 8 hours, 10 hours kind of a work, not necessarily 8 hours, 5 day working. These are the cultural nuances that you need to understand. Now, if you like to join those kind of organizations, then only fine tune your CV and send it across your profile. Third thing is what we look from candidate is what is the interest level of the candidate. So first one is job fitment, second one is culture fitment, and mind you, Point number one and two, that is job fitment and culture fitment, is from the company side where you are applying. Third thing is from your side. And third parameter is what? Your interest in that role, your interest in the company. These are the three things that would determine whether you are in or you are out in an interview process. Hence, very, very important that you need to know, then you need to then prepare your standardized CV or standardized profile. Now, let's get into a CV format, which is our theme. That was a preamble which I thought, I would let you know the rationale and, why we need to prepare a CV. Mind you, your university, I'm been told, roughly has about 6,000, 7,000 people, students, right? And every batch would have, let's say, roughly around 300. Maybe it is pharma. You have how many people? Even if let's consider very, very, let's say 100 students. Now, every institution, we do business with IIM Bangalore. I teach at IIM Indore as visiting faculty. So I know every institution has a standardized template. Often for freshers, my strong recommendation is people do not have patience to go through running commentary, and if you are a fresher, it should be captured maximum in one pager. And I'm sure your university will also have a standardized template. Now, friends, please try and understand. Anil or Alok or Anas Chaudhary or Sarans or Aditya Mani, we all are classmates. Assume all of us are in the same program. Then what happens? All of our CVs would look same. It'll mention Hamdard, the university, and your picture, a formal picture, and template is same. Now it becomes very difficult for HR, my team in corporate, or anybody whosoever is shortlisting your profile. If they are doing it in person, it becomes difficult because every profile would look like look alike, look similar. Then the bigger challenge for all of us is, how do I prepare a CV which stands different, which is unique? The template might be same, but because I'm competing against 300 students, my CV should stand out. Now, there is little technical thing that I'm discussing right now. These days, when organizations, they visit the campus, or when you send your bulk hiring resumes, meaning organization is looking for so many management trainees, they will go and they would what happens is, typically they will go and they will take profiles of so many people. Now all those profiles, soft copy, there is a technology called ATS. ATS is application tracking system. Again, please put it on chat window so that other people would also get to know this. ATS, your CV also need to have fantastic. Thank you so much, Hitesh. ATS stands for application tracking system. Now, when companies receive thousands of profiles from multiple university, what happens is our system would track. We talked about job description. They would keep the job description parameters as a reference point, and anybody who qualifies, his or her profile is only will be forwarded to the interview process. So that application, from thousands of profile, hundreds, we bring it down through this application tracking system, which is in wide usage across organizations today. Now, why Anil is talking about this? I'm sharing this so that how do I prepare my CV, which is ATS enabled, application tracking system enabled. So which are the power phrases that I need to use in my CV? Now, let me take a pause here, friends. I want you to know, when you are preparing your CV, when you are a fresher, there are certain non-negotiable item, meaning a CV without this critical information is of no use. Informations like your name, your gender, your date of birth, your mobile number, your email ID, and if possible, if you have a standard to also talk about your or share your LinkedIn ID, by all means go ahead and do that. Please talk to your corporate or career counseling team, they would guide you. But I have seen these are non-negotiable information column. Again, I'm repeating for you, because if you want to put it on chart column, please do that. Non-negotiable item, meaning any CV. In your case, first input is it has to be one pager, not more than that, because you are freshers. If you give too much of information, it is not going to be relevant. One pager, but it need to have clarity in terms of your name in bold, your name, your date of birth. Again, I repeat, your name, your gender, male, female, that is the gender, then your email ID, your contact number. Some institutes, they insist that we will give the professionally clicked picture. In some other institutes, they do not give picture also. Of course, your institute name need to come, then your name, and those details got to be incorporated there. So please do not forget to now leave out details like name, age. Age is date of birth, Hitesh, that's fine, but thank you for capturing. Gender, email ID, LinkedIn ID, and your contact number also, Hitesh. Contact number is also. So these are must to have items in your CV. So that would be your introductory. Thank you so much. So that's your introduction, introductory information. You cannot afford to miss out on this. Very important. Now then, for freshers, what is important? For fresher, very, very important to talk about your CGPA. Your academic credentials are very important. Now, don't write down, I'm doing my MBA from Hamdard University. No, don't. Jamia Hamdard University. So everybody knows, because that logo has come in the top. So no need to write down. But please do highlight if your scores are better, meaning your CGPA scores or percentile, whatever is in practice in your university, please try and highlight. Now, if you are the class topper, or maybe if you are 75 percentile or 75 percentage, or CGPA scores are really, really good, highlight that. That would be one of your differentiating factor. Okay, certainly that will get the attention of people. This is also a non-negotiable thing. Now, I'll also let you know why this is important, because when organizations screen out a profile, let's say some organizations will say that we will not shortlist any candidate who have not scored 75 percentage in their exams. Out of 100, 75 has to be the minimum average score on all the paper. Suppose you have got 8 papers, so 800. So 75% of 800 got to be your aggregate marks. On that basis, they would shortlist, meaning people who have got 75 percentage will go high. And hence, friends, very important, in the second column of your CV, you need to have your academic credentials. Okay, so this is consistently in year one, I've scored 89%, I've scored 93%, whatever it is, highlight that one, that percentage. Or I was amongst top 10 in the class, highlight that. That is how you can differentiate yourself from 299 other people. I'm talking to Hitesh as an individual, I'm talking to Rahman, I'm talking to Munir Alam. So this is what I'm saying. How do we, the question that I asked earlier is, how do you differentiate yourself when you are competing against lot many other people? Friends, one way to differentiate is certainly highlight on your academic credentials. Now, I also know, no, you cannot expect that everybody would be having great CGPA scores. No. But if you are very good in your extracurricular activity, let's say you're, for example, sports champion, or maybe you are part of your student, what do you call, some sort of a election happens and you are some office bearers, or you are some of the club member, or you have organized cultural fest in the past. That is also very, very important. Now, you can say, Anil, why is it important? It is important simply for the fact, friends, your academic credential alone will not take your candidature ahead. We look for candidates who are holistically able to demonstrate their leadership. So, academic credentials, CGPA scores, your percentage that you have scored is very, very important. And so is your extracurricular activity. So, please do not ignore that. That is also equally important. Okay. So, very, very important. Academic credential first, then you come down to your extracurricular, where you talk about your club membership, any event that you have organized. Some people will say, I have got Olympiad consistently in my 10th exam or 12th board, or I represented my state in some sports activity, or I did a F1, Formula One competition, robotics championship, represented my school, my university, my college, TT championship, anything of that sort. So highlight those things. That is very, very important. Then what you need to do is, of course, if you are part of, we are talking about a holistic personality, not necessarily only people who are very good when it comes to academia. Hence, third thing, let's say, your contribution towards society. Are you a part of some Rotary club? Are you a Rotaract? Or probably you carried out during COVID some kind of an activity, and for that you have a certificate. So these are the things also. It might be sounding silly, friends, but very, very important. Ramij Raja, please do take care of such certifications and highlight that in your CV. That is how it will make you different from the overall crowd, right? Fantastic, Hitesh. Please do highlight NSS. Okay, this is what is going to keep you different from rest of the people. That is my point number two. Point number three, as I said, your charitable, your contribution to society is important. Now, there is something called future skills, very, very important these days. And mind you, future skills talks about your personal branding also. So who is Anirudh Rohilla? Who is, let's say, Ahmed, Syed Ahmed? Very, very important. Or Hitesh, for that matter. Anybody. So you need to also talk about your achievements in, let's say, if you are very good, you are a YouTuber and creating content on current affairs or something, and you have got these many million followers, please do highlight. Okay, you are, let's say, maybe you got some accolades in some other streams, please do highlight. That will make you different. Or if you have done some live projects, okay, or you have carried out some internship or voluntarily done some live projects for some company, please do highlight that. Because for you, there is nothing, we cannot expect that you would have your experience, but mind you, if you do your internship live project, that will be considered as getting some hands-on experience and will act as a competitive advantage. Very, very important. So 100% it is important. Like Hitesh is mentioning, of course, digital marketing. So Hitesh, please do mention what did you do in that space. And these days, when we're talking about future skills, I'm talking about your visibility also in social media, in personal branding. Social media meaning not necessarily your TikTok or no, Reels kind of a thing. No, something which is in line with the job. If you can do that, something as a professional, if you can also highlight that, it will go well, and certainly it will draw attention of the recruiter or the hiring manager. So very, very important. So Mohammed Rizwan, if you have done internship in bachelor across government hospitals, you are a student of pharmacy right now, by all means highlight that. So CV should contain part 1, which is non-negotiable item, must to have items which we already discussed, like your name, gender, contact number, mail ID, so on and so forth. Number 2 should highlight on your academic credentials in your program, what are the highlights. Number 3 should highlight about your who is Rajesh, who is Irfan, who is Hitesh. Very, very important to talk about other part of your personality, and hence I said extracurricular activity, your contribution to CSR. Those things are also equally very, very important. Gabru, I would review your resume, but for that you need to get me 5,000 subscribers. Just joking, just kidding. Yeah, if time approves, time allows us, certainly would go through, checking those things. Thank you, Harshit. Uh, it doesn't matter even if it is in different field, but if you are applying for different jobs, highlight that you have got hands-on experience, because that would show about, that will highlight about your leadership credential, that you are खाली हम किताब पे कीड़े नहीं हैं, किताब से बाहर भी हमारा एक पर्सनालिटी है, हमारा एक कंट्रीब्यूशन है. Okay, and this is who I am as an individual. Gabru, this is very, very important to showcase. And what is that instrument that you have? This is what we call CV is nothing but your instrument which you can carry during the interview process, so that the interviewer would go through it, will read out, and will try and understand who is Gabru, who is Hitesh, okay, who is Harshit. This is how they will get to know about you. Okay, very, very important to have. After that, in certain cases, people also say that it is important for you to mention about your career objective. Okay, now if you want to join, let's say, a fashion industry or a hospital, then do not highlight too much on maybe some other sector, then they are not in sync. And hence I said, one time CV finalized, prepared, it's not good enough. The same CV you cannot afford to send it to every company. Hence I said, keep it one pager ready, depending on the kind of requirement organizations give you. What you need to do is, accordingly you need to go and you need to fine tune your CV, and then you need to send it across to organizations. Very, very important. Okay, is that clear? Now, once you have got complete clarity around this, what we were discussing is some of the companies will insist, or some of the institutes I have seen will insist on writing a one-liner or two-liner career objective. That what kind of an industry career objective, meaning your career objective. What is that you dream of joining? What kind of a company? What kind of a sector? Is it pharmaceutical specific? Is it finance, BFSI sector? Is it retail sector? Is it IT services? And what kind of a role you are exploring, giving much, or what kind of, is it a startup or is it a already mature organization, giving more clarity, or what is your life motto or career motto, one liner or two liner. Then people typically what they do is they go to chat gpt, put it, and copy paste. And in interviews, if there are some tough interviewers like me, they'll ask you, okay, what is your career objective? And because your institute or you thought of putting it, you will put it, but when there are questions asked, you struggle, it is not good feeling. Okay, and hence my recommendation is, please, Sania, please talk about career objective if you are 100% sure about what you want to write and you can substantiate, meaning logically you can explain should there be a question. If you do not have complete clarity, with folded hands, my request to all my friends is, please do not write career objective as a fresher. Don't copy paste because somebody else has written, and I'll copy paste and put it on my CV. Don't do that. If you want to do it, it's up to you. But if you are writing career objective, for heaven's sake, please make sure you totally know what you are writing, and these are absolutely crystal clear. Because in interview, if you write and if people ask you a question about career objective, that is when if you fumble, then you are widely exposing yourself, and that's not a good feeling at all. So please do not do that. Now, besides that, people will also ask you on your CV. Now, there are questions people would say that, sir, should I keep the same CV for my internship? Because I'm in the first year, completed it, going to second year, there is an internship that I need to go through. And some other people will say, so no, sir, I'm done with my this is my fourth year. I'm appearing for campus interviews. Do you mean our CVs, the standard and templates got to be different for a different category of student? Answer to that question is undoubtedly yes. One size fits all will not work. Okay, we'll talk about this, Gabru, once we talk about the CV writing piece. Then I'll talk, and we'll take you through Anuj. Certainly I will let you know how to make it ATS enabled. Okay, that's fine, absolutely, we will talk about that. Now, the point here is, we were talking about your now see, technical skills these days when you are writing your CV. No, sorry, before that, sorry, we were digressing. We were discussing about whether the CV for people exploring internship and people exploring final placements, whether they got to be different. Answer to that is yes, undoubtedly. Overall structure template might remain same, but the content got to go through a change. Okay, and final year students appearing for placement certainly need to highlight on their internship experience. And in internship experience, there is a tip that I want to share with you. And the input or tip that I want to share with you is, please do highlight around the theme of your project work or your internship. More try and highlight or articulate what was the problem that you were wanting to resolve, or what was your learning objective. Then second question is, what did you do? Third part of that point is, now if you have done your internship and contributed the company for 2 months or 3 months or 1 month, whatever it is, then how did your contribution help the company? So three things, friends. Again, please, Fatima or Hitesh, please write it down in the chat column. Three things for people who have completed their life project or internship. You need to articulate your project work. Do mention about this is the tenure, this was my topic, but highlight around what was the problem statement. Number one, problem statement. Number two, what did you do? How did you contribute? Number three, if you have contributed, how did it help you? How did it help the company? And how did you help you in terms of learning that nuance? Very, very important. So three things. Again, I'm repeating. Somebody got to type it for me. Number one is, what was the problem statement? Number two, what did you do? Number three, how did it help the company? Okay. These are three important aspects. Thank you so very much, Sania. So Sania has mentioned tenure and topic, absolutely spot on. Problem statement, Sania. Start with saying, see, when I joined, the digital marketing, the visibility in social media was confined. Sania, you getting my point? Then what did that was a problem. The company was not very visible in social media. Then I had to create these many teasers. I have to organize campaigns, and this is how I've created, and the visibility has increased from X percentage to X plus N percentage. So this way, if you tell Sania's story, it will resonate with people. They would understand your net value addition during your internship, and that's a or the live project, and that's an competitive advantage. This way, you need to highlight in your one page or a document what was your contribution. Okay, fantastic, Hitesh. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sania. I'm glad we are discussing and you guys are helping me out. Fantastic. Now, we were multiple times talking about future skills. Future skills include things like design thinking, growth mindset, digital savviness, even your personal branding. These days, when everybody is talking about generative AI, chat AI, augmented reality, virtual reality, 3D printing, very, very important. Okay. So for that, it's important that we need to also highlight something around that. Maybe in AI related, if you have developed, if you have a knack for tech and you have done some work in tech area, please do highlight. Because again, why are we talking about all these pointers right now? I promise you, I will talk for about 5 minutes maximum. Then I open the window for Q&A. So the reason why I'm asking you to highlight on this aspect is very simple. It is the variable. These are the differentiators. If you have highlighted this is how you can differentiate yourself from rest of your students. Very, very important. Okay. So if you are good at digital skills or digital marketing skills or future skills like growth mindset or maybe generative AI, you have done something, created a chatbot or whatever it is, highlight that. Extracurriculars, you have something, highlight that. And finally, of course, in some organization, people would talk about your final statement, concluding statement. Of course, you need to put your signature. Simply do not forward your CV. Whenever you are applying, you sign it and send it. That carries much more credibility. Reason being, because freshers. So you need to. And one more common mistake that people often do is, because my college has carried out a session, invited Anil Misra. Anil Misra came in and done Dr.HR live stream, talked about a standardized template. Our company, our organization, our institute has asked us to prepare. We have prepared, but I have not read it. So please, 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 your CV is your personal branding instrument. So read it out carefully, multiple times. Ask questions to yourself. What kind of questions can be asked? Right, Anuj? Okay. Anuj, you are focusing too much on other things, but I'll ask you questions. What did we discuss? Right, Anuj? Anuj Rai, I have seen your profile. So we will talk. But Anuj, very, very important is, brother, very important is your profile. When you prepare your CV, please, please read it out. Anuj bro, okay? Please read out your profile very carefully so that you are not caught off guard. Whenever there is an interview process, people ask you question, then you need to uh, so you need to really understand what you have mentioned on your profile so that you do not go off guarded whenever there is a tough question asked during interview, right? So with that, I think I'll take a pause quickly. I will respond to some of your questions. Now, Ahmed is asking a question. I have created many projects, so which one to include and how many to include? Honestly, great question, Ahmed. Not more than 3 projects. Maximum is 3. That is a standard template. IAMs follow, IMD follows, and then bits follows. So 2 to 3 is good enough. But prioritize which are worth mentioning in the CV that nobody knows except you, Ahmed. So find it out. Sania is asking a question, sir. A photograph should be included or not? Certainly, Sania, some of the institutes they insist on a photograph because I might have interviewed Sania, but I do not remember the face. But when we shortlist and then we go through, and when you have a nicely clicked professional picture, I'll go through it and understand. Yes, I have seen, I have interviewed this candidate, and I remember she was phenomenal. She was very good. So certainly shortlisted. So my recommendation, if you ask me, as a practicing CHRO, as a HR professional, for more than 28 years, I always recommend people to have a standardized template with a color photo, but the photo got to be professionally clicked. Okay. And that professionally means, of course, my face got to be visible clearly, and it got to, I need to be wearing my formal attire. Then it is very, very important one. Should I add my portfolio website too in the CV? Hitesh, if you are applying for a digital marketing or something, if you have created your portfolio, by all means, you can mention about your portfolio towards the bottom of your one pager. But if it is a standardized template, then of course during the interview process you can talk about your portfolio, but you would not be allowed to have that because your institute does not allow that as a standardized portfolio template, only they insist, right? Gabru is asking a question. I have a year experience in cloud, and okay, by all means mention about that. Gabru, that is important. Hitesh is asking CV. Wow. How to make POR? I don't understand. What is POR? How should a career objective be written? Sania, career objective is pretty much into any specific segment. So like want to see myself in, let's say, within HR, talent acquisition, HR business partner. Within pharmacy, there are multiple subdomain. What is your passion? What you feel passionate about? Highlight that I want to build a career in this line. Okay, that is what I mean, and that's what once you have a clarity, you can write your career objective. Okay, separately, please do now stay in touch. My LinkedIn ID is Anil. My LinkedIn, you will find Anil Kumar MISRA Misra, and probably in the interest of time, I will not be able to really help you out in writing your individual career objective, but separately I can support you if required. What if I haven't done any internship yet? No problem. If you do not have any CV, sorry, if you do not have any experience in your CV, do highlight about other live projects or your involvement in college clubs. That is also a great way to showcase your leadership acumen. Okay, I do understand not necessarily everybody, if you are starting your career, you're starting your academic program, you have not done any internship but appearing for an internship opportunity, then highlight on your involvement, practical involvement in your academic career, in your college, in your university. That should be good enough. Okay. Now, Anuj Rai has asked a question, how to deal with salary discussion. We'll talk separately, Anuj, because today's topic is only on CV. So it's not on negotiating salary, but great question. But unfortunately, we'll not be able to answer that in that today's podcast or live stream. Ahmed is asking, I have participated in hackathon. By all means, and coding challenges, please do highlight that. And participation is one part of the story. Ahmed, the other part is if you have won something in hackathon, you cracked some code or coding competition, you have won some awards, accolades from participation. Winning something is always better. So if you have, do it. Don't fake it. But if you have, done, then by all means do that. So pretty much, this is what we wanted to discuss today. I hope some of you have found it useful. Um, Apart from Institute CV, if we create our own, which app or software we use, there are plenty. If you Google, you will find. I'll not be able to pick any specific name because I don't endorse them, and hence I would not be able to, Sania. But separately, if you send me a text message or reach out through LinkedIn, I would be guiding you the best available ones. And Vinod Tejwani sir is asking question. I have shared the LinkedIn ID of okay, fantastic. Appreciate your time. Ajilia Anil Kumar Misra, ANILKUMAR MISRA is my name. And of course, we do a lot of program here in Dubai, here in both in Dubai and India, and of late also in Africa. I'm supporting multiple institutes. So please reach out to me. Please stay in touch. Please do subscribe to Dr. HR YouTube channel. My team is posting it time and again. So please do not forget, show your love. If you like today's session, want to stay in touch, then please do subscribe to my YouTube channel called Dr. HR. From time to time, I will be giving you tips related to salary negotiation, related to employability things. So please, I hope to see as many subscribers as possible today. Anuj, okay, Jai Sri Ram, Anuj, but please do subscribe and focus on academia also. Okay, thank you so much everyone. Thank you so much. And this is absolutely fantastic time I have had interacting with you. We still have got 4 or 5 minutes time. If there are any questions, I'll be more than happy to take those questions. Okay. So again, let me thank Vinod Tejwani sir for his vision, for his commitment to student and students' career and students' development. Sir, hats off to you. Thank you for inviting us, and we look forward to many such engaging sessions even in future. So if you have prepared, Sania, and please do send me a LinkedIn invite. From there, I can advise you how to really take things ahead. And Gabru 11, please do share point of responsibility of sections, how to add points of response, OD responsibility. What is that? I did not outdoor. What is that, Hitesh? I didn't get your question. But yeah, something about data scientist resume. Anuj is asking about data scientist resume also. Okay. So Anuj, so that's for IT. This thing, by and large, this broad template will not go through a change. But yes, if you have participated in hackathons or coding competition, highlight that, Anuj. Similarly, if you have done some app development, highlight that. That could be one more thing. Or if you have gained some additional certifications, it doesn't matter. Even if it is online certifications, do highlight that. Say for example, Hadoop or Java or Java J2E or iOS, Android, different systems you have worked, highlight that. These are some of the inputs that I can give. And not similar to the job role I'm applying for, then in that case, Niranjan, make it very very generic. Okay. So if you do not have job experience, the company is asking, it's a generic one, then please to make a neutral tonality of your CV. But again and again, finally, to conclude, I am saying one size fits all will not work. What you need to do is prepare your template and keep it ready. But depending on where you are applying, please do tweak it. Okay. Very very important. uh, Thank you so much, Vinod sir, again for inviting me. Thank you, entire faculty members, staff, and management of Jamia Hamdard University. Uh, I was trying my best to also promote your university by putting a banner, but unfortunately, because of tech thing, because I was getting delayed, so I was not able to. But I will post it on my LinkedIn and in other forums. So thank you so much for this honor, for inviting me, and Alisha, Azalia, thank you so very much. All the very best. God bless you. Please do well in your academia and keep on learning newer skills every day, because your competition end of the day is with everyone, not necessarily within Jamia Hamdard University, but for the entire world. You have to compete with all the students who will pass out with your batch, and hence you need to have something added advantage in your CV. Otherwise, life would be difficult. So prepare it from today. Have fun, absolutely fine, but not at the cost of acquiring new skills. All the very best, and thank you so much again. And please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Dr. HR, my YouTube channel. Bye bye. Take care, and God bless.